وتعالى على من هو محبوب ومرضي لديه صلاة تبقى وتدوم بدوام الملك الحي القيوم. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا. صدق الله العظيم وصدق فيما بلغنا رسوله النبي الأمين المتين الحبيب الكريم. ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. بگرداب بلا افتاد کشتی ضعیفاں و شکستاں رات کشتی بحق خواجہ عثمان ہارون مدد کن مدد کن مدد کن یا معین الدین چشتی. غوث اعظم بمن بے سر و ساما مدد قبلہ دی مدد کعبہ ایماں مدد شہاب کس نوازی کن طبیبہ جار سازی کن مریض درد عصیانم اغثنی یا رسول اللہ صلی اللہ تعالی علیہ وسلم. Respected brothers, my respected mothers, sisters, all those who are listening and watching, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's present the flowers of Salatu Salam to the court of best of creations, our master, the joy of heart of believers, beloved Prophet, Master of universe, Master of all the prophets. Recite after me. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad al-Nabi al-Ummi al-Habib al-Ali al-Qadr al-Jah وآله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Al-Quran al-Kareem, Man qatala nafsan bighayri nafsin aw fasadin fil ard. Anyone who kills, who murders any innocent without any reason. Without any reason, it means which is a genuine or a justified. Or he kills someone just to disturb the peace, facade, corruption, the earth. He is like someone who have killed the entire mankind. And the one who gives a life, saves a life, protects a life, is like who have protected the whole mankind. One of the very sad reality of Western world, most particularly in UK and more specifically London, the communities, we are facing a very huge and big problem is related to crime and related to the knife crime. You may don't know a person, a kid, a schoolboy, a teenager passing right in front of you, maybe passing by you, and he is having only a weapon. You don't know. And this weapon is going to cause a death for a brother, a son, maybe a father, maybe a sister. We have a statistics. Today my talk is related to knife crime. Knife crime. When it comes to the knife crime, the area in which we are living, Jumu'ah, is one of the most dangerous and the worst borough considered for the knife crimes, because thousands of incidents happens in this area which are related to the knife crime. And very sadly, in this crime, the age group of people who are involved, most of them are in 20s. And many of them are teenagers. Many of them are teenagers. We have statistics from the local police here. They say in a 2021 alone, 30 boys and young adults died as a result of knife crime. 30 lives, we are talking about 30 lives. Listen and try to understand. One life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if someone kills anyone without any reason, he is like disturbing a peace, he is like killing the whole mankind. And we are talking about here the 30 lives. And these all are the 30 people, those who died, those who lost their lives, are all young people. All are young people, maybe a son, a brother, a kid, Allahu Akbar. And then the statistics says, this year, 2021, was one of the most worst year for the crimes related to the knife crime. And the youngest victim, Allahu Akbar, many kids, they come to our madrasa to learn deen, to learn Quran, to learn Islamic studies. And can you imagine the very young boy, the very young victim for this is just 14-year-old boy. 14-year-old boy. I'll come to this point again. A majority of the offenders, the statistics says, the majority of the offenders, those are involved in a very huge crime, they are in the 20s. They are in the 20s. And from September 20, from September to December 21, the more than 1170 knife-related offences have been recorded. 1170, we are talking about more than 1100. Allahu Akbar. In January 2021, around 437 weapons were taken off the road. And then some weapons, such like the Rambo knives. The Rambo knives. If you see how kids are holding such kind of weapons and the deadly weapons, they are having weapons which can damage the tissue, damage the skin, and not only this, it can damage the stones. And such kind of weapons, the kids, Allahu Akbar, the school-going boys, they are holding it, they are having it. One of the sad reality is, the 4% of Muslim population in England and Wales, the 4% of Muslim population, they count the population which are aged 15 plus. Amongst them, the 4% are Muslims. Okay? The population 15 साल से ज़्यादा उम्र के हैं, उनमें से 4% Muslim population, 4%. But if you go to the prisons, then you will find there more than the 15% the prisoners are Muslims. It means almost more than the 3 times. जो हमारी जो आबादी का तनासुब है, फीसद है, the percentage, it is the percentage of population and the percentage of the prisoners. If you tally between these two, then you will find more than the 3 times Muslim youths are in prisons. वो जेलों में है because of these crimes, because of these bad things, because of these illegal things. And one other survey says that a young boy who passed away, I think many of you, most of you, I think you heard about this incident. It didn't happen in somewhere else, very far from us. Newham is one of the worst borough for the knife crime. And we are talking about just these statistics only about the London, not about all over the UK. जो भी मैंने numbers आपको बताए, these are only related to the London. And if we talk about the whole UK, then the cases reach more than the tens of thousands. दसियों हजार से ज्यादा के ऐसे केसेस होते हैं. And you know that the youngest boy who passed away in this knife crime, he related to our area. He used to live in our area. वो यहाँ पे बसा करता था and was living in the Barki. And one of the another sad reality, जब उस बच्चे को किसी ने मारा and someone attacked on him, his father was in ICU because of the COVID, and the father didn't know that his 14-year boy passed away. Father didn't know that his 14-year boy passed away, and father was in ICU in a very critical condition. Can you imagine what happened to this family? What was the very critical situation the family have faced? Okay, now we have the numbers. We have the numbers, and we all know that it is one of the very sad reality, and huge number of Muslim population involved in knife crimes. Huge number. Our youth, those the boys are going to the school. The kids they are going to the school. Now come to the another point, how they reach to such a level. Numbers हमारे पास है कि ये knife crime और चाकू के जरिए से किसी की जान ले लेना, but how the kids reach to that level? वो वहाँ तक पहुँचे कैसे? Is it possible for any normal kid that he go and he just stab someone? And why these stabbings are happening? ये सब हमले क्यों हो रहे हैं? Biggest reason for this is a drug. Most of the reason, जो सबसे बड़ा reason है, is a drug, alcohol and the illicit relationships. Allahu Akbar. Listen, when we are talking about, we have the reality in front of us that most of the offenders are in their 20s, and many of them are teenagers, 13 years, 12 years, maybe 14 years, 15 years, this age level wise. And here we are talking about the most reason behind this one, drugs, alcohol and illicit relationships. Allahu Akbar. Can you imagine where the community hiding? Can you imagine where the future of our Muslim Ummah hiding? Where they are going? They are going after alcohol, they are going to drugs, they are going to the illicit relationships. Allahu Akbar. And what is our responsibility regarding this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran al-Kareem, أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ? Do you really think that we created you without any reason and just leave you? हमने तुम्हें ऐसे ही पैदा कर दिया and you will not get back to us? क्या तुम हमारे पास वापस लौट के नहीं आओगे? You have to come back to me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and when you come back to me, you have to give all, you have to give the hisab for every single second you have spent. We as teachers, we as guardians, we as parents, we as elder brothers, we are elder relatives, what are we doing towards these kids, towards these young boys, towards this young generation? Those are involved in it. First of all, let me make one thing very clear, why they reach to this point. वो बच्चे वहाँ तक पहुँचे कैसे? कोई भी बच्चा बचपन में जब घर में छोटी उम्र में होता है तो सीधे वो इस तरह के जुर्म की तरफ नहीं चला जाता. They don't go to this. वो नहीं जाते. धीरे करके उस लेवल तक वो पहुँचते हैं. And then who is guilty here? Who is guilty here? We are guilty. We allowed these children, we allowed these kids to reach to that level. If we have raised them in an Islamic way, if we would have trained them according to the Islamic ethics, if we would have raised them according to the teachings of Quran, the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, then the picture would be definitely different. But we didn't do these things. Here, as parents, as guardians, as teachers, as elders, we all fail. Why? Now our future is at risk. हमारा मुस्तकबिल, याद रखो, किसी भी कौम का मुस्तकबिल जो होता है वो नौजवान होते हैं. Youth is the future of any community, किसी भी community के. क्यों? क्योंकि जो नौजवान होता है वो बच्चों को इंस्पायर भी करता है, और जो बड़े होते हैं उनसे तजुर्बा हासिल करता है, वो ऐसी एज में होता है, ऐसी एज में होता है। If they got involved in such a bad things, it means हमारा फ्यूचर हमने तबाही के रास्ते पे डाल दिया है, तबाही के रास्ते पे डाल दिया है। अब आप मुझे बताओ, if we would have teach these kids, अगर हमने उन बच्चों को ये सिखाया होता, उन बच्चों को ये बताया होता, उन बच्चों को ये तरबियत दी होती, उन बच्चों को ये समझाया होता कि इस्लाम में तुम जिस नबी के मानने वाले हो, किलिंग समवन इज वेरी वेरी ह्यूज बिग थिंग। योर प्रॉफिट नेवर हार्म एन एनिमल। हमारे नबी ने किसी जानवर को भी ना कभी तकलीफ दी, ना कभी तकलीफ बर्दाश्त की। अगर ये सीरत हमने अपने बच्चों को बताई होती तो हमारे बच्चे आज उस लेवल पे नहीं गए होते। ये बातें अगर हमने अपने बच्चों को सिखाई होती तो हमारे बच्चे आज उस लेवल पे नहीं गए होते, उन जुर्मों में ना पड़े होते, अपनी जिंदगी तबाह नहीं कर रहे होते। एंड टेल मी वन मोर थिंग, द रीजंस आई मेंशन्ड हियर, इट सेज द ड्रग्स, अल्कोहल एंड इलिसिट रिलेशनशिप। अल्लाहू अकबर। याद रखें कि ये जो सबसे गंदी चीजें हैं, सबसे गंदी चीजें, शराब इंसान की अक्ल तबाह कर देती है, नशा इंसान की अक्ल तबाह कर देता है। एंड यू नो दैट ओनली द ड्रग्स एंड अल्कोहल, दीज आर द एडिक्शंस। If I ask any one of you here, जो यहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं, आप में से कोई भी इससे इनकार नहीं कर सकता, नहीं इनकार कर सकता कि one of the addiction, which is not a directly causing to other addictions and to the crimes, but somehow this thing is playing its part in training a criminal minds. What is it? Do you have any idea? आपके हर बच्चे के हाथ में वीडियो गेम होगा, isn't it? Video game. Have you ever done any research regarding this? Do you know that how these video games, how the gaming culture is affecting on children, and not so fastly, but slowly, slowly it is hiding them, it is leading them towards the crimes. Video gaming. अगर मैं scientifically उसके हवाले से बात करूँ, sometime I will talk how the video games affect physically on the body of your kid and how it affects on their brain and how these things are leading them towards the crime. किस तरीके से वो लेके उनकी तरफ जा रहे हैं. Especially when you allow the kids to have and play the games and video games without any control, without any system and without any time limits. Especially it will lead your kid to a violent behavior. It causes, ये भी एक सबब है, ये भी एक जरिया है. अब आप आइए कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं. Now the time has already passed. बच्चे already उसमें जा चुके हैं, involve हो चुके हैं. In a night crime, they are already in it. बहुत सारे अपनी जिंदगियां गवा चुके हैं, खत्म हो चुकी है बहुत सारों की जिंदगी. But now what we can do? अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं as a solution? As a solution, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran al-Kareem, कुंतुम खैरा उम्मतिन उखरिजत लिन्नासी तअमुरूना बिल मारूफी व तनहौना अनिल मुनकर. You are the best amongst the people. तुम लोगों में सबसे बेहतर और बेहतरीन उम्मत हो. Why? तुम नेकी की दावत देते हो. You invite people towards the goodness, towards the good deeds, and you stop them from doing the bad things and the bad deeds. तुम अमर बिल मारूफ यानी नेकी की दावत देते हो और बुराइयों से रोकते हो. But now the question what we need to ask, every single one of us from ourselves, are we inviting people towards the neki? Are we inviting people to do good deeds? We are not. Why? Because we ourselves are not doing good deeds. क्या हम अपने बच्चों को नेकी की तरफ बुला रहे हैं? याद रखो, अगर आप खुद नमाज नहीं पढ़ोगे, if you by yourself not coming to the masjid, and if you ask your kid to come into the masjid, definitely the kid will not. Why? Because they follow your actions more than your commands and orders. They learn by what they watch, but they learn by what they see. अब अगर छोटी उम्र से आप अपने बच्चों को हमेशा मस्जिद में लाते रहे, उन्हें सिखाते रहे, बताते रहे कि what is the definition of Muslim, how Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam defined a Muslim. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam defined a Muslim, al-Muslimu man salima an-nasu min yadihi wa lisani. Who is Muslim? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, the Muslim is the one by whose hands and his tongue other people are saved. मुसलमान कौन है? जिसकी जबान से और जिसके हाथ से दूसरे लोग महफूज हैं. And now these Muslim ummah, these Muslim kids causing for the death of many other youth. जिनके नबी ने ये बताया, जिनके नबी ने ये समझाया कि मुसलमान वो है जिसके हाथ से, जिसकी जबान से दूसरे लोग महफूज रहे. आज उसी उम्मत के, उसी कौम के नौजवान दूसरों की जान ले रहे. How can we prevent all those other in their teenage, if they're listening to me, agar meri baaton ko sun rahe, listen, this life is not a permanent one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, afa hasibtum annama khalaqnakum abatha. Do you really think that we have created you without any reason? We just created you without any purpose? No. You must know annakum ilayna أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ. Do you think really that we have created you without any purpose and you don't have to get back to us? Allah says, it means you have to get back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether you want or don't want, because when the death arrives, when the death comes, you have no option. And listen, the knife you are holding in your pocket, the knife you are hiding in your clothes, it might be a reason for your own death. It might be a reason for the death of your relative. It might be a reason for the death of your own friend. All you need to do is just give up these things. Get rid of it. Get out from this. Because this world can only lead you towards the darkness. Towards a dark future. Why? Because if you got in these crimes, if you got yourself in these troubles, you'll only end up in a prison. Think about your mother. Think about your family. Think about your sisters if you have. Think about your relatives, how they will feel when you end up in a prison. And what you gonna do when you end up in a prison? Your whole future is burned. Your whole life is end. Once you stand as convicted and you found guilty, then it's gonna stay with you for your long life, for whole life. Your record is finished. You need to realize. The parents need to realize, the guardians need to realize, and all the elder members in the community, they need to realize that they should talk to their kids. And the main reason for this is a bad company. A bad company. Try to provide your children, try to provide these kids a good company. Try to bring them towards the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Try to bring them towards the masjid. Try to bring them towards namaz. Try to bring them towards the gatherings which we have in the masajid, the majalis which we have in the masajid. Because in this majalis, we describe, we mention the ethics of the beauty of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, the beauty of Islam, the rulings of Islam. Maybe one thing they will hear from here, inshallah al-azim, it will change their life, inshallah. But the first step, we need to bring them towards the masjid. उनको लाना होगा मस्जिद की तरफ. And you may be thinking, कौन जाएगा उनके पीछे, कौन पीछेगा उनके पीछे? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होगा. If you want to protect the future of this community, you have to do this. We have to do this. अभी छोटी-छोटी चीजें शुरू होती हैं. It starts from the smoking, and then they reach to another level. And then जब पहली मर्तबा आपको पता चले ना कि ऐसा कहीं हो चुका है मेरे बच्चे के साथ या मेरी फैमिली किसी मेंबर के साथ, छोटी उम्र में वो इन चीज़ों के अंदर इन्वॉल्व हैं, तो by this time you need to control it. You need to take care of it. In a sad reality, what happens? Sometimes parents they want to be free. If kid is disturbing them, they'll hand over the kid a video game. होता है ना कि they're disturbing me, अगर वो खेलता रहेगा तो मुझे डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेगा. उसमें लगा रहेगा तो मुझे डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेगा। These are the very simple things. You may be thinking these are very simple, but these simple things will cause a huge loss. Huge loss. I'm not saying, I don't want all the kids to turn against me, that imams are from the masjid is saying don't give video games to the kids. I don't want this. But if you are giving this to the kids, then it has to be in a very systematic way. और scientifically ये चीज़ें बताई जाती हैं कि the time you give the screen time for your kids and the screen time ends, then for your kid in these 2 times the body level, the energy level of your kid is not same. So when you are stopping your kid, you must know at what is his energy level. The very simple thing, symptoms, a kid playing a video game, then you can observe it, they are breathing highly. The heart rate is going high. Okay? Once you take care of these things, they will like some in very aggressive behavior. Isn't it? Yes. This point you need to note. Because inside of his body there is another world going on. There's something different is going on there. Once you take care of these things, all of a sudden, then there is anger, there is aggression. And these things slowly leads to the violent behavior. ये चीजें बाद में उनको violent बनाती है. From this violence, it will lead to them to become a criminal. It will cause them. May Allah protect every child, every young, every youth, every teenage. हर किसी की अल्लाह तबारक व तआला हिफाजत फरमाए. But we need to do our job as a ummah. नेकी की तरफ बुलाना, बुराइयों से रोकना, नेकी की दावत देना. And listen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as beloved messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, हुजूर अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम फरमाते हैं, इरहमू मन फिल अर्द यरहमुकुम मन फिस समा. You be merciful to the people, those who are living, whatever the things, maybe every living thing on the earth, Allah will be merciful for you. Allah will be merciful to you. अगर तुम लोगों पे रहम करोगे तो अल्लाह तुम पे रहम करेगा. तुम लोगों पे रहम करोगे, अल्लाह तुम पे रहम करेगा. These are the very little ahadith we need to teach our kids from the very young age. ये छोटी बातें हमें अपने बच्चों को सिखाने की जरूरत है, ताकि कभी ऐसी सिचुएशन उनके सामने आए तो वो उस गुनाह में ना फंसे जाकर के, उस जुर्म के अंदर ना फंसे. अल्लाह तबारक व तआला हिफाजत फरमाए. May Allah protect our community. May Allah give us tawfiq to bring back all these kids, all these youth, those who are already involved in such a things, जो इस तरह की चीज़ों के अंदर involved हो चुके हैं. And you know, with the sad reality, the victim and also the one who passed away. I mentioned you the 14-year. He was a Muslim boy. He was a Muslim boy. 14 साल का जो मरा है वो एक मुसलमान बच्चा था, 14 साल का. और 12 साल, 13 साल के बच्चे, the kids 12 years, 13 years, they are convicted in such crimes. वो इन चीज़ों के अंदर, इन जुर्मों के अंदर गिरफ्तार हैं. It's really time to think about it कि भाई क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है, और उसे रोकने की कोशिश करें. The only solution for this is bring them closer to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bring them closer to the masjid, because the bad company destroys them. Bad company destroys them. जो बुरी सोबत होती है वो तबाह करती है. Try to become a friend for your kid, not just a father. अपने बच्चों के लिए दोस्त बनने की कोशिश करो, ताकि उनको तुम अपने साथ रख सको, तुम उनको अच्छी कंपनी प्रोवाइड कर सको. Try to become good in order to make your children good. अगर अपने बच्चों को सुधारना चाहते हो तो खुद सुधरने की कोशिश करो. अल्लाह आपको, हमें सबको तौफीक अता फरमाए. और अल्लाह तबारक व तआला जो हमारे बच्चे हैं, हमारी कौम के बच्चे हैं, उनका मुस्तकबिल अल्लाह तबारक व तआला महफूज फरमाए. जो लोग इस गुनाह के अंदर, इस जुर्म के अंदर, इस गलत काम के अंदर मुलविस है, अल्लाह तबारक व तआला उन बच्चों को तौफीक अता फरमाए कि वो इस बुराई के रास्ते से निकले, और बाकी बच्चों की सबकी अल्लाह हिफाजत फरमाए. वमा अलैना इल्लल बलाग. अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू.